Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday only here on YouTube. We'll be joining the Oldies and More Radio Network beginning at midnight tonight. A little bit late today. Had a problem today. With finding some of the, with doing the research on some of the records, but glad you could make it. Welcome to the Vinyl Treasure Show. It's 1950s and early 60s. Out of my collection, all your requests tonight, I think one of the records is my own that I picked, the flip side from last week, but we're here from 9 to midnight tonight, spinning your requests. I picked the instrumental too. This is the July 3rd, 2023 Vinyl Treasure Show. Charlene, I'll be posting those label scans momentarily. But we opened up with West Coast tenor saxman Joe Houston. Joe Houston, born in Austin, Texas, first recording for the Freedom label back in 1949. But he moved out to Los Angeles, California about 1952, and he recorded on so many labels during his career. Bayou, RPM, Money, Crown, Duto, Imperial, Lucky, Mercury, Modern, Cash, and this one, Jake Porter's Combo record label, featured his 11th of 16. That one there from October 1957, our opener, a song he wrote. It was called Strollin', something that listener Leonard will like. I know he likes the Stroll 45's. Joe Houston, our opener from October 1957 on Combo. It's called Strollin'. Got to say hello to my mom who's watching in on the program. She can't type. She has neuropathy in her fingers. I got to see if I can find something that maybe she can talk, but that doesn't really work sometimes. But got to say hello to my mother. She's tuned in here. So we can, let's open up the vocal portion here. As this is a request for the listener. I didn't see anybody in the chat room there, so you got to forgive me. I will give you the hellos. This is for Philly listener, our opener tonight, Paul Greco. I forget when I heard this. I was listening to WHBI when I first heard this record, and I loved the song. I did, but we go to Chicago, Illinois for the Magnificence. But this is not the Johnny Keys Magnificence that's best known for their tune Up on the Mountain. Now, Keys, his group disbanded in 1957, and in March 1958, VJ recorded another group. They were out of Evansville, Indiana. They were called the Five Wonders. They brought them into the studio. They did four songs on that session back in 1958. So we're going to call this their debut single on VJ Records. But the company said, well, let's call them the Magnificents. They know this group here up in Chicago. They called them the Magnificents, and this was their debut single. Got lots of airplay up in the Chicago area. This is by request for Paul in Philly. May 58, the Magnificents on VJ. It's called Don't Leave Me. For Paul. Dun 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 doo wah, dun 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 oh. Dun 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 doo wah.
Darling, you said you need me. I wanna cry, wanna
There you go there. That's the sound of the magnificence here as Johnny G's getting caught here already. Al- Already with the I'm not prepared for the next record here, so I'm talking to you and I'm showing you this Larks 45 here on actually a flip side from last week here. So let me put this on here as I get this ready to go. As I am behind the 8 ball tonight is what I am. That is a cool tune. I like that record there from 1958, the Magnificence May 58 release on VJ Records. Don't Leave Me is the name of the tune as we count down the music chronologically here on the Saturday night 50s and early 60s show. And this is a B-side from last week as I featured this group from Durham, North Carolina. It was a request for listener Gordy Freeman. I saw Gordy in the YouTube chat room. This was their second release on Bess Berman's Apollo record label. Gordy requested My Reverie, that classic. Now, listener Jimmy Amato, I think I saw Jimmy in the chat room, he requested the flip side, again, with the great Eugene Mumford on lead. We go way back to May of 1951. Give a listen to The Larks on the Apollo label. It's called Let's Say a Prayer. For Jimmy.
Let's say a prayer in the morning for our neighbor next door. And then in the evening we could smile like before. What's the use of worrying when our day's work is done? Come on, stop that worrying, and let's shout our praises up to the sun. So let's say a prayer in the morning that our future may be bright, and then in the evening before we say good night.
Those are the sound of the Larks, pops and all. I mean, I wish I had a Stone Mint copy. Really I have to be happy that I have a copy like that with that couple pops at the end of it. Those are the Larks there. Eugene Mumford and the Larks. That's going out to Jimmy Amato in the YouTube chat room there. May 1951. I was not born yet. My mother was, she graduated in 54, so what would that make her? She was a sophomore or 51. She had to be a sophomore in high school there. May 51, the Larks on Apollo, Let's Say a Prayer. Let's continue here. Let's move into 1953 now. This is a request for listener Mnon as we head out to Los Angeles, California with the debut single for a group called the Flares on the Bahari Brothers Flare record label, written by the baritone of the group. His name was Obi Jesse. Of course, later on he would record as Young Jesse, but he was a member of this group. It features Cornell Gunther on lead. It's going out to Mnon, July 1953. The Flares on Flare. It's called I Had a Love.
I had a love. I had a love. I loved a girl. Oh, I loved her much too much. Ooh, even now I dream of her touch. I had a love. Well, she told me she would never leave our home. I would be so all alone. I would be so broken hearted. Well, if my baby doesn't come along, oh, what a girl. Ooh, to love much too much. Oh, yes, even now I dream of her touch. I had a love. Much too much. Oh yes, even now I dream of her touch. I had a love.
That's going out to listener Mnon there, the sound of the Flares. Cornell Gunther and the Flares, July 1953. That's their first release on the Flare label, I Had a Love. I have that also. The maroon label is the second press. It's the shiny red is the first. My first copy was a polished copy on maroon, but that one plays okay, I guess. Forget where I picked that up. Maybe Mike Demersion, I think, sold me that 40. Maybe it was Joe Booza's record, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. Thank you all for subscribing. We have 1,000. I think I got 1,010 subscribers, something like that. But I will be doing a show this coming Monday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Time, and it's going to be for the UK listeners, as I have a bunch of up-tempos, but there are going to be some R&B stuff too. So I was going through a whole bunch of gospel 45's today. I started cleaning some last night. I got to check some rockabilly stuff, and I've gotten some excellent ideas like the relic surveys, maybe the top 25. I could do a Times Square record countdown. There's other stations. One time I did that station out, Barksdale's. Don Barksdale had a station out in California, and it had the tempos on it. The tempos on the what is his label? Oh gee, what is that black label? Rhythm. The tempos on Rhythm was on that Countdown. And it was actually, I got a big response from that Oakland Countdown, which had some great records on. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue. We stay in 1953. We go to Washington, D.C. now. This group had 22 releases for Atlantic Records. Their first one, though, only comes on a 78, not on a 45, unless you get that Atlantic reissue that they put out sometime in the 70s. But they had 22 releases between March of 51 and January 58. Now, listener Paul Greco, I saw him in the YouTube chat room from Philly. He requested their sixth. It features John Buddy Bailey on lead. This is going out to Paul, February 53. The Sound of the Clovers. The Clovers on Atlantic Records. It's called Yes, It's You for Paul.
Makes my love come tumbling down, makes a lover from a cloud. Yes, it's you. Yes, it's you. Ooh, drives away my aches and pains, calls my name so sweet and plain. Yes, it's you. Yes, it's you. You stole my heart the moment your lips met mine. You thrill my soul when you held me, baby. It felt so fine. Ooh, rocks away all my blues. Who's the one I'll never lose? Yes, it's you. Yes, it's you. You stole my heart the moment your lips met mine. You thrill my soul when you held me, baby. It felt so fine. Rocks away all my blues. Blues the one I'll never lose. Yes, it's you. Yes, it's you.
That's the great Sound of the Clovers there. That one there going out to Paul Greco in our YouTube chat room. February 53, the great John Buddy Bailey on lead. Yes, It's You is the name of the tune. That was their follow-up to I Played a Fool on Atlantic Records. They re-recorded this record for United Artists too. They also, so you can get like more of a 1959 maybe they re-recorded it, or 61, something like that. But it is on United Artists, but it's a resung version. But I prefer the original version there from 1953. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. Well, we got to say, Charlene sent me a message here. I didn't see it. We have to say hello to Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. He's a listener down in Mexico, and he wants me to send a greeting out to his niece, Vanessa. So we'll send this next record out to Vanessa, and this is a request As we go to Harlem, New York, we stay in 1953. This is a request for Kenny Mack, who is in our YouTube chat room, and this is the debut single for this group from Harlem on Peter Durain's PD record label, which was out of New York City. It's with Leroy Kirkland and his orchestra. It features Richie Davis on lead. This is going out to Kenny Mack, 1953, and we'll also send it out to Vanessa, Adrian's niece. Vanessa, these are the Five Willows on PD Records. Usually the flip side of this gets played, but maybe the UK listeners will like this side, and it's going out to Kenny Mack. The Five Willows on PD. It's called Please Baby.
Please, baby, don't do it, baby, don't do it, baby, don't do it, baby, don't do it. Well, tell me, baby, tell me what you're gonna do. Well, tell me, baby, tell me what you're gonna do. And you took all my love and left me feeling blue. And right back to you, baby, come on back to me. And right back to you, baby, come on back to me. Every nothing in the world that you can take.
Johnny G getting caught tonight, as Sugar Bear Sterling would say. Hold on a second. Let me put this needle on this very rare 45 here on the Aladdin label. But anyway, there you go. That is a cool jump. The UK listeners should really dig on that one there if they know about it. Maybe they don't. They don't know all about these up-tempo tunes here, but they gave me a list of the records that they like. And that's the kind of sound that they're looking for. Those are the Five Willows there. Although it sounded like Tony Middleton on lead, but I don't think he was with the group yet. But this is from 53. The Five Willows on PD Records. Please Baby is the name of the tune. Now, Peter, their manager, Peter Durain and his wife, they were the manager for the group. They would become, I said their manager, and they would team up with Victor Allen. And they would form the Allen record label, which would issue their next three singles by the group. I think they had three singles on the group. Their hardest is White Cliffs of Dover. That's one of the harder ones to get on the Allen label. Somebody may request it. I have that record. Haven't played it in a while, but we should spin that when we should. Johnny G here on a Saturday. We continue. We go into 1954 now. Let's go back out to California with this next request for listener Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. A very rare 45 on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin label. Now, in 1953, the Hollywood Flames recorded on the Aladdin subsidiary 711 label as the Jets. Don't ask me to play that record, Volcano and the Flip, because I don't have it. But for reasons unknown, I don't know. They don't know why that the Mesner boys changed the name of the group. But either way, in May of 54, Aladdin Records decided to put out an old master as the Jets, and the tune written by Murray Wilson. Does anybody out there know who Murray Wilson is? Well, he's the father of, at the time, it would be future Beach Boys lead singer Brian Wilson. But I think he was working in some factory or something. But he wrote quite a few rhythm and blues songs for a number of groups that recorded them. You can check them on the label, and there's one that says it here. It says written by Murray Wilson. And this lead singer here, his name is David Ford. This is going out to listener Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. May 1954, the Jets, a.k.a. the Hollywood Flames, on Aladdin. It's called I'll Hide My Tears.
Hide my tears, hide my tears from you. In the moon I see a face, and it says I can't replay all the love I held inside, so I'll hide my tears from you. When I saw you smile today, I pretended to be gay, though it may be foolish pride, so I'll hide my tears from you. I counted the hours and minutes each day when you would be mine to dream life away. Now the moon has closed its eyes, and it whispers I'm not wise, but it may be foolish pride, so I'll hide my tears from you. I counted the hours and minutes each day when you would be mine to dream life away. Dream life away. Now the moon has closed its eyes, and it whispers I'm not wise, but it cannot see inside, so I'll hide my tears from you.
That's by request for listener Gordy Freeman, the sound of the Jets, a.k.a. the Hollywood Flames. Hollywood Flames with David Ford on lead, May 1954, on the Bahari Brothers Aladdin label. Song entitled I'll Hide My Tears. I have to thank the late Spence Wooten for selling me that 45. It would bring me these records every week. Every week. I wouldn't say the caliber of that, but he did bring them to me. I would get a high caliber record maybe a couple times a month at the time, and I was too busy working. I was doing the tax return for a major utility company in Newark, New Jersey, so I was working all these late hours, and he ended up going to Allentown for me, and he said, well, Johnny, I'll pick up stuff that you need. So he came back and he brought me a box of records. I think the total came out to like $8,700 for the records in there, and there weren't a lot of records. But I said, Spence, I got to pay you off you got to give me 2 weeks to pay you off. And then I did, and I had to thank him for that, and I really do miss Spence. Let's continue here. We are in 1954. On last week's Vinyl Treasure Show, I featured this group from Washington, D.C. They were called the Rainbows. It was a request for listener Angelo Papagallo, listening in the state of Maine. Now, on Bobby Robinson's Red Robin record label, he requested the cool up-tempo side called Mary Lee, and it was listener Jimmy Amato asked if I could flip the 45 over. So we're going to flip it over here and send it out to Jimmy Amato in our YouTube chat room. The song written by the lead singer. His name is John Berry. This is from November 54. The Rainbows. The Rainbows on Red Robin Records, going out to Jimmy. The song is called Evening. Those are the Rainbows there, going out to Jimmy Amato in our YouTube chat room. November 54, the flip side of Mary Lee, song entitled Evening. That's on Red Robin Records. Now, this would be reissued in 1956. The masters were sold to Cecil Steen's Pilgrim label, and also Robinson reissued it again on the Fire label in late 59. Now, John Berry would change his name to Sonny Spencer with releases on the Memo label and 1962 release on Music Hall Records. I bought that one. That's actually a pretty good record from 62 by him. I remember buying it from Louis Silvani for like $8, but it's a great record, and it's not rare, but it's a good one. Johnny G here, spinning 1950s 45's. We do it chronologically by year. We are in the year 1954 here. This is the last record in 1954. We head to Detroit, Michigan for this next group, and it's a request for Big Dave Swinger in our YouTube chat room. It's on Sid Nathan's Federal record label. Now, this is the group's 10th release on Federal. This tune written by the lead singer. His name is Henry Ballard. Of course, that is Hank Ballard. Now, this is actually a B-side because the A-side was called Work With Me, Annie. But this is the B-side from February 54, The Royals. The Royals, they would turn to the Midnighters with this record, though. The Royals on Federal, going out to Big Dave Swinger with Hank Ballard on lead. It's called Until I Die.
I did you wrong and drove you away. Oh, now I just can't go on this way. In my heart I've suffered so, all because I made you go. I have a feeling now, deep down inside, a feeling I know I'll never hide. I need your loving, darling. I'll love you, yes, till I die. Please, 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 won't you hurry, hurry home right now, baby, I'm calling you. If you I'll never do you wrong no more. I'll follow you to your grave. Darling, you left me way too soon. Here in my lonesome room. I need your loving, darling, I'll love you, yes, till I die.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's by request for Big Dave Swinger in our YouTube chat room. The sound of the Royals. The Royals there with Hank Ballard on lead, a tune he wrote February 1954. Until I Die is the name of the tune. That is the B-side to Work With Me, Annie, as Sid Nathan, he was able to sign the 5 Royales to his label, and the name Royals and Royales was too close, so they said, you guys are going to become, they changed it somehow to the Midnighters. So from this point on, the Royals were known as the Midnighters, and this particular release comes out, of course, as the Royals, I think just as the Midnighters, and as the Midnighters, formerly the Royals, I think, or is it the other way around? I have it because Spence sold it to me. It's somewhere down in the no humidity basement where I keep my 45s. But anyway, let's move into 1955 now. This is a request for UK listener. Here you go, UK listener Amy Thomas. We go back to Los Angeles, California, back to Jake Porter's Combo record label for the sound of the Native Boys. Now, Amy requested their first of 4 on the Combo label. This tune written by the lead singer. His name is Fred Romaine, and this charted number 3 on WITH in Baltimore, Maryland. We go to November of 1955 for the Native Boys on Combo. It's called Strange Love.
will never grow cold. For as long as we may live, our love will never give. Our love will never give.
As going out to Amy Thomas over in the UK, the sound of the Native Boys, Fred Romaine on lead, November 1955, their first of 4 on the combo label. Strange Love is the name of that too. Now that was the group's biggest hit, of course. Now Fred Romaine would go on to become the lead singer of the Ebb Tones on the Ebb label. If you know that song, I've Got a Feeling, that is him on lead. Let's continue in 1955. Now, after Billy Ward and the Dominoes left the Federal label in August 1954, they signed with Jerry Blaine's Jubilee Records. Maybe not, or maybe they were masters that were sold, I don't know, but there were only 2 releases on Jubilee Records, and listener Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room requested their second release on Jubilee. The tune written by Billy Ward, but it features Jackie Wilson on lead, so we send this one out to Joe Shacatano, July 55, Billy Ward and his Dominoes on Jubilee Records. It's called Take Me Back to Heaven for Joe.
Take me back to heaven from all these earthly things. I want my golden halo. I need my silver wings. Once you called me angel, angel of mine, an angel. Then was I. An angel was I. But take me back to heaven. 'Twas there I learned to fly. On clouds of dreams and rosy schemes, we sailed to heaven's door. Some other love found you above. I fell to earth once more. Call me fool or sinner. You called me this before, but take me back to heaven to be with you once more.
That's the sound of Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson on lead with Billy Ward and his Dominoes. That one there going out to listener Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room, July 1955 on Jubilee Records. Take Me Back to Heaven. Lots of these records hopefully taking you back, well, not back to heaven, but maybe heavenly memories, of course, of these records here. A lot of these singers are no longer with us, but we do remember them. We do. And the special times in our lives with these records. I do, like I said, a lot of times I'll hear a record, it reminds me of my aunt playing the record or hearing it somewhere. And some of you guys are a little older than Johnny G, so you know a little bit more. You were there when the music was out, you lived it, so you know hearing these on the radio, listening to certain disc jockeys here in the New York area or whatever area you're from that played the music, so we kind of remember here. Hope you dig on the cool tunes. Here we are in 1955, and we go back to a UK listener now. Mandy Williams requested this group from Brooklyn, New York. They had 8 releases on Phil Rose and Lou Sprung's Glory label. Now, this is the B-side to the group's second release, which was their biggest hit, by the way, probably their signature song. Most people would know this tune, called Soldier Boy, but this one, losing my mind here. This is from April of 1955. These are the Four Fellows. The Four Fellows, as my mind draws a blank. My mind draws a blank. The Four Fellows for Mandy Williams on the Glory label. The song is called Take Me Back, Baby. I forgot to type in baby there, Charlene. This is for Mandy.
Got a hole in my pocket. Oh, I got a nail in my shoe. I'm feeling beat, low down and lonesome since you told me we were through. Oh, take me back, baby. Take me back, baby. Take me back, baby. Try me one more time. Put my clothes in the pawn shop, filled my Cadillac. Then I sold the tickets, ain't got nothing on my back. Singing, take me back, baby. Take me back, baby. Take me back, baby. Try me one more time. Been doing a lot of drinking, my eyes are bloody red. Since I left you, pretty baby, I wish that I was dead. Take me back, baby. Oh, take me back, baby. Take me back, baby. Try me one more time. Cook and wash and scrub the floor, and sew your torn up clothes. I'll even go to work and come home nights and love you goodness knows. If you take me back, try me one more time.
Those are the Four Fellows. Really not known. Jimmy McGowan, really not known for the up-tempo sides, really the ballads that he does. But there you go. That is a pretty cool up-tempo side there. That's going out to Mandy Williams in the UK, April 1955. That's the flip side of Soldier Boy for Jimmy McGowan and the Four Fellows. Take Me Back, Baby is the name of the tune on the Glory record label. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. Up next, one of the most successful groups to come out of the city of New Orleans, Louisiana, and it's a request for listener Daniel Kubacki in our YouTube chat room. They had 16 releases on the Imperial label, and Daniel requested their 8th. It features Leonard Chick Carbo on lead. Now, this charted number 9 on WRR out of Dallas, Texas. We go to May of 1955 for the Spiders. The Spiders on the Imperial label. It's called Bells in My Heart. This is for Daniel.
Yes, there's bells in my heart, and there's stars in my eyes. I'm so in love with you. Blessed be the tie that binds. What joy and ecstasy. You're just the one for me. Great day, there's bells in my heart. Yes, it's peace to my mind, just to know that you're for me. Our love has made us one. You're mine, I'm yours, you see. You thrill like no one can. My heart is in your hands. Great day, there's bells in my heart. I've locked you in my heart. I've thrown away the key. There's no escape for you. Oh, you belong to me. No, please don't ever leave me. Don't say that you don't care. I'd follow you around. I'd find you anywhere. You're sentenced to my life. Our love is paradise. Great day, there's bells in my heart. Great day, there's bells in my heart.
That's the sound of the Spiders there. That's going out to listener Daniel Kubacki in our YouTube chat room. The Spiders there with that is a Hayward Chuck Leonard Chick Carbo on lead. Can't get your carbos mixed up there. And that's Leonard Chick Carbo on lead. And usually Leonard's brother Hayward or Chuck Carbo did the majority of the leads on the Spiders releases, but they were also very successful, both of them as solo artists. This is from May 1955. The Spiders on Imperial. Bells in My Heart is the name of the tune. Sometimes these Imperials don't play so well. You know, they don't. The 78s always play pretty decent. I have all the Spiders. I got them from Glenn Fowles when we did that Beatles LP trade. He gave me all these 78s store stock stuff, and he had all the Spiders records were in there, and they all played clean. They were all clean. They were. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here for this next group. They're out of Baltimore, Maryland. They had 12 releases on the Atlantic label between May 51 and January 57, and this is a request for UK listener Adora Williams. Requested their 8th release, and it's a cover song. This song issued 5 months earlier on George Gallner's Rama label by the Wrens, who did it first. This was a #1 record on WHOD in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It features Ernie Warren on lead. This is going out to UK listener, a real late request. I couldn't find my mint copy of this. This is the one I got out in the wild. This is actually a 45 that my aunt had in her collection, but I think that was one of the ones she gave away to one of her guy friends that went into the service. She gave 13 records to that guy, and he never returned them, and this was one of them, I think. June 55, the Cardinals on Atlantic. This is going out to, lost my place here, this is Adora. This is going out to Adora. Their rendition of the tune, Come Back, My Love.
Oh, won't you come back, my love? Don't go away. Come back, my love. Come back to stay. I love you so well. I want you to know I need your love so badly. You said goodbye. I wondered why. All because of those silly lies. I love you so well. I want you to know I need your love so badly. Well, everybody makes baby mistakes in the game of romance. Now I'm asking you, darling, why don't you come back and give me a chance? Come back, my love, don't go away. I need your loving every day. I love you so well, I want you to know I need your love so badly.
Wop doo 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 wang doo 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 wop doo doo wang doo doo wang.
And give me a chance, oh baby.
Well, come back, my love, don't stay away. I need your loving every day. I love you so well, I want you to know I need your love so badly. I need your love so badly.
Baby,
I need your love so badly. I need your love so badly.
Yeah, Sound of the Cardinals there. Great tune on the Atlantic label. Actually, that's a cover tune originally done by the Wrens on the Rama label. Those are the Cardinals, Ernie Warren and the Cardinals. That's going out to UK listener Adora Williams. June 55, Come Back My Love is the name of that tune. We are in 1955. We go back out to the West Coast, this time with a request for listener Mike Sape in our YouTube chat room. He wants to send this one out to me and also to listener Jimmy Amato. This is on John Dolphin's Cash record label. Let's give a listen to Mr. Jesse Belvin. Jesse Belvin, song he co-wrote, and this is from February of 1955 from Mike Sape going out to Jimmy Amato and Johnny G. Jesse Belvin on Money. It's called I'm Only a Fool.
Only a fool can love the way I do. Only a fool would want to still cling to you. I'm helpless without you. My heart needs you so. My world would tumble down if you should go. Please don't go. Only a fool would beg of you to remain. Only a fool would want to cry all over in vain. There is no school where a fool can learn how to be smart. I'm only a fool who can get you out of my heart. And a fool can learn how to be smart. I'm only a fool who can get you out of my heart. I'm only a fool with a broken heart.
February 1955 release there for Jesse Belvin. Jesse Belvin on John Dolphin's Money record label, I'm Only a Fool. That's requested by Mike Sabe, sending it out to Johnny G. Thank you, Mike, and also going out to Jimmy Amato. Now, that's with the Jackson Brothers Orchestra there. Now, Belvin would have another release, I think 1957, on Dolphin's other label, Cash Records. So he owned the Money and the Cash label. Had lots of, and he was actually murdered, John Dolphin, wasn't he, Reed? He was murdered. He was shot. Something. Well, you know, these guys did lots of side deals here. Got to be careful out there. Yes, you do. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, on last week's show, I played a request for Ohio listener Bob Evans, this group out of Chicago on Al Benson's Parrot record label, and it was by the Orchids. Their first of two on the Parrot label was called You're Everything to Me. That's one of my favorites by the group. Now, listener Darrell Letts, he asked if I could play the flip side, which is also excellent. So we're going to send this one out to Darrell. It features Gilbert Warren on lead. We go to June of 1955. These are the Orchids. The Orchids on Parrot. The song is called Newlywed for Darrell.
Do-lo, do-do, do-lo, do-do, do-lo, do-lo, do-do, do-lo, do-do, do-lo. Now we're together. It didn't take long. I feel so good now. Now that you're home. Now that we're married. Now that we're newlywed. Oh, you said you love me. Oh, I can plainly see. We'll be together for eternity. Now that we're married. Now that we're newlywed. Now we're back from our honeymoon. That little time passed so soon. Heart was broken in two. Don't leave me here. What will I do? You said you love me. Oh, I can plainly see. We'll be together for eternity. That we're married. Now that we're newlywed. Now we're back from our honeymoon. That little time passed so soon. My heart was broken in two. Don't leave me here. What will I do? You said you love me. Oh, I can plainly see. We'll be together for eternity. Now that we're married. Now that we're newlywed. Na, 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 na.
As by request for Daryl Letts in our YouTube chat room, the great sound of the Orchids. The Orchids on the Parrot label. That's Gilbert Warren on lead, June 1955, Newlywed. That's the flip side of your Everything to Me. That's their first of two on the Parrot record label. Also send it out to Lupe Avila. He likes that tune there by the Orchids. We continue now. Now, over the past few weeks, I've been featuring this group from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They're called the Five Royales. And here is another side requested this time by listener Gordy Freeman. This is their 9th release on Sid Nathan's King record label. This tune written by Charles, I messed it up, Charlene. I can't type for nothing. Charles Singleton and Rosemarie McCoy, and it features Johnny Tanner on lead. Maybe the UK listeners, I don't know if you UK listeners know about this one, those dancing UK listeners. This is Johnny Tanner on lead by request for Gordy Freeman, January 56th, the Five Royales on King. It's called Right Around the Corner.
Yaki ooh-ah, yaki taki ooh-ah, yaki taki, yaki taki, yaki taki ooh. Right around the corner, that's where my baby stays. Right around the corner, that's where my baby stays. And I can get to my honey's house 15 different ways. Yaki ooh-ah, yaki taki ooh-ah, yaki taki, yaki taki, yaki taki. Well, I can go around the side, I can cut through the back. I broke a picket off the fence so I can squeeze through the crack. Right around the corner, that's where my baby stays. Right around the corner, that's where my baby stays. And I can get to my honey's house 15 different ways. Yaki ooh-ah, yaki taki ooh-ah, yaki taki, yaki taki, yaki taki. Right around the corner, that's where my baby stays. Right around the corner, that's where my baby stays. And I can get to my honey's house 15 different ways. Yaki ooh-ah, yaki taki ooh-ah, yaki taki, yaki taki, yaki taki. I consider myself lucky, just as lucky as can be. And I wanna thank my baby, cause she moves so close to me. Right around the corner, that's where my baby stays. Right around the corner, that's where my baby stays. And I can get to my honey's house 15 different ways. Yaki ooh-ah, yaki taki ooh-ah, yaki taki, yaki taki, yaki taki ooh.
There you go with the Five Royales. Five Royales from January 1956. Sid Nathan's King record label. That's their 9th release on King, Right Around the Corner. That's going out to listener Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. Let's continue here in 1956. We go back out to the West Coast, this time with a request for listener Timothy in our YouTube chat room. Now, this singer first recorded with the Twigs on the Hollywood label back in 1954, then did 2 on Emmanuel Middleton's Middletone label out of California. Now, Timothy requested his second with the vocal group is not credited on this, but they are the Four Winds backing him up. This is Sonny Woods. Sonny Woods is with the Evelyn Roberts combo from December of 1956. This is going out to Timothy in our YouTube chat room. Sonny Woods and group. It's called Living in a Dream for Timothy.
When you are near,
Life is bright and gay. Heaven is here. It's a lovely day. We're just a perfect pair, and we're living in a dream of love.
It's just a dream of love.
You took my heart when I first met you. I'll never start loving someone new. We're just a perfect pair, and we're living in a dream of love.
A dream of love.
I fell for you completely. True love was in the air. In all my dreams you'll greet me to show how much you care. I never knew love was so divine. Till I had you deep in this heart of mine. We're just a perfect pair, and we're living in a dream of love. We're living in a dream of
That's going out to listener Timothy in our YouTube chat room. I like that record, I do. Sonny Woods and no mention of the Four Wings there, but that's from December of '56. Living in a Dream is the name of that when it came out on Middle Tone record label. And I remember George Tompkins told me about this record. He liked that record too. So we'll send that one out in memory of the late George Tompkins. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And up next, a request for UK listener Eddie Votex. And we often feature this group out of Newport News, Virginia, talking about the Five Keys. Now, last week, listener Daniel Kubacki requested their fifth release on the Capitol label. It was called "'Cause You're My Lover." That was from October '55. This is from November '56, and it's a B-side. The A-side was called "Wisdom of a Fool." This is their 10th release for the Capitol label. We're going to flip it over here for listener Eddie Votex. It features Marilyn Pierce on lead. November '56, the Five Keys on Capitol. It's called "Now Don't That Prove I Love You." This is going out to Eddie.
Got me a dollar, got me a dime. A dollar is yours and the dime is mine. Now don't that prove I love you? Prove that you're my thrill. If that don't prove I love you, no, baby, nothing will. Bought me an apple down at the store. I gave you the apple while I ate the core. Now don't that prove I love you? Prove that you're my thrill. If that don't prove I love you, no, baby, nothing will. Take my old jalopy, my high school ring, a trophy I won at the dance last spring. You got all my records, my photograph too. Baby, it all belongs to you. Now don't that prove I love you? Prove that you're my thrill. If that don't prove I love you, no, baby, nothing will. Don't that prove I love you? 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 If that don't prove I love you, baby, nothing will. Take my old jalopy, my high school ring, a trophy I won at the dance last spring. You got all my records, my photograph too. Baby, it all belongs to you. Now don't that prove I love you? Prove that you're my thrill. If that don't prove I love
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there going out to UK listener Eddie Votex. The 5 Keys, the flip side of Wisdom of a Fool. It's called Now Don't That Prove I Love You. That's their 10th release on Capitol from November 1956. Marilyn Pierce, he is the lead singer. We are in 1956. This next singer was known as Mr. Rhythm, and it's a request for listener Big Dave Swinger. This singer, born in Bessemer, Alabama. Then in 1955, he moved to Detroit, Michigan. He signed with Devorah Brown's Fortune record label. His name, Andre Williams, had 11 releases on the Fortune label. Now, Big Dave requested his 4th. This charted number 9 on the R&B chart, number 5 on WILY in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it's a dance. It's a dance. I thought it was something to eat, but no, it's a dance. From November of 1956, this is Andre Williams and his new group. Is his new group the $5? I don't know. It could be the $5 of the Don Juans. I think they were one and the same, by the way. But anyway, for Big Dave Swinger, Andre Williams and his new group on Fortune. It's, let me see if there's, did I miss it? No, it's called Bacon Fat.
While I was down in Tennessee, all my friends was glad to see me. Seen some down by the railroad track. Seen some cotton pickers with their sacks on their backs. They say, hey man, we're glad to see you back. We got a new dance they call Bacon Fat. It goes. Oh, have mercy. Help yourself, youngin'. Then you go. Oh, but the chicken was never like this. Yeah. Oh, I feel like I wanna holler, but the town's too small. Have mercy. Now then I went down to see my local DJ. His name is Kane, he lived down Tennessee way. I said, hey man, what's this new kind of jump? Where you wind up twice and then you end up with a bump. He said, dig daddy, this is a natural fact. It's sweeping the South, that thing, bacon fat. You go. Oh, have mercy. Entertain the people, young'un. Oh, help yourself. Oh, have mercy. Oh, now play it good. Now play it good. Yes, but the chicken was never like this. Have mercy. Have mercy, young'un. Have mercy. Have mercy.
There you go. That's for Big. Whoops. As I'm playing, I'm pressing the wrong thing here. Jaji's getting all excited is what I'm doing. So that is for Big Dave Swinger. That is Andre Williams and his new group, November 56, Bacon Fat, on Fortune Records. He says it's the same. That is the same one That is on the Epic label. Well, let me see, because I played my Epic and I thought it sounded different. I thought it was different. Let me see. This is my Epic recording here. We'll play a little bit to see if it sounds the same. I think it was different. Is it the same? Different.
While I was down in Tennessee, all my friends was glad to see me.
Maybe it's because it's clearer.
Seen some down by the railroad track. Seen some cotton pickers with their sacks on their backs. They say, hey man, we're glad to see you back. We got a new dance they call bacon fat. It goes.
Yeah, this is not the same cut, but maybe there's a different cut.
Help yourself.
It's a different cut. I think that's different. That's different. That side there. Let's just shut it off like that. But anyway, either way, there you get the gist of it. We do the bacon fat here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We continue now, and this is a request for listener Tom Shaughnessy. Tom, are you watching me on your tablet or on your 50-inch ITV? Either way, this group supposedly from Montclair, New Jersey. Not much known about them, though. The song was first released on the Nestor label, which I never saw. I have records on Nestor, but I never saw this one. It was out of Philadelphia, Nestor Records, and only on a 78, I understand, not on a 45. But then it ended up on Ben Smith and Bill Bass Gordon's Teenage label, and that's how I have it. I normally play the flip side of this, which is called Someone Like You, which I think is a killer record, but Tommy requested the flip side here from May of 1956. Let's give a listen to the Monterey's. The Monterey's on Teenage Records. It's called Train Whistle Blues for Tom Shaughnessy.
All aboard. All aboard.
Well, I've got a girl, she lives by the railroad track. Well, I've got a girl and she lives by the railroad track. Well, I'm gonna write her a letter and tell her I'm coming back.
Train whistle blow. Train whistle blow. Train whistle blow.
I'm gonna write her a letter and tell her I'm coming back. Well, I never thought I'd be away this long. No, I never thought I'd be away this long. Well, I'm going back because I know I've done her wrong.
1956 release there for the Monterey's. Monterey's on the Teenage label out of New York City. That's for listener Tom Shaughnessy. Train Whistle Blues is the name of the tune. I like the flip side, Someone Like You, so stay tuned for that for next week. We continue here. And last week I featured Pearl McKinnon and the Kodaks on Bobby Robinson's Fury record label. That was a request for listener Angelo Papagallo. This group out of Newark, New Jersey, played their first of four called Little Boy and Girl. And listener Darrell Letts asked for the ballad Flip Side. This is from October 1957. Pearl McKinnon on lead. She also co-wrote the tune. Actually, Bobby Robinson gets other writer credit, but he goes on all the writer. He goes on every record he gets writer credit, but it was really written by lead singer Pearl McKinnon. October 57, the Kodaks on Fury for Darrell. It's called Teenager's Dream.
Dream, dream, dream. Dream come true. You're my dream come true. All my love belongs to you. A teenager's dream come true. Dry your eyes, my baby, baby, there's no need to cry. I'll love you until I die. A teenager's dream come true. Yes, yes, I know it's teenage love, teenage love. That's what I'm thinking of. I love you, you love me. Together we will always be. Oh, 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 dream come true. You're my dream come true. All my love belongs to you. Come true.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there going out to listener Darrell Letts, the Kodaks, Pearl McKinnon and the Kodaks, October 1957, released the flip side of Little Boy and Girl, song entitled Teenager's Dream. That one there on Fury Records. I was so thrilled to find that. Went to a garage sale, and this girl had all her records, pretty decent shape, and she had them all in sleeves, and she wanted 25 cents a piece for the whole, they were whatever was in the box there. I took them all, of course. I'm not going to leave them, even with the teen stuff that she had. I just took it all, but it was a lot of fun finding records like that in the wild. Let's continue here. We go back to Brooklyn, New York, with this request for UK listener Abigail Rocket Blast, and this group first recorded as the Toppers on Jubilee back in 1954. They would sign with Sid Nathan's King record label in 55. They had 7 releases, and they added a lead singer. His name was Henry Austin, also later recorded as Henry Alston, but they had 7 releases on the King record label. Now, Abigail requested the group's 5th. This one from January 57. Let's give a listen to the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes on King. This is for Abigail Rocket Blast. It's called I'll Always Be in Love with You, for Abigail.
Well, I'll always be in love with you.
Sweetheart, you should stay. Oh, a million miles away, and I'll always be in love with you. In love with you. Well, I wish you happiness, but for me, sweetheart, I guess that I'll always be in love with you. Well, I can't do any more, though I've tried so hard to please. Well, let me thank you for your tender memories. Well, I wish you happiness, but for me, sweetheart, I guess that I'll always be in love with you. Well, I can't do any more, though I've tried so hard to please. Well, let me thank you for your tender memories. Sweetheart, sweetheart, if you should stray more than a million miles away, I'll always be in love with you. I wish you so much happiness. Oh, but for me, sweetheart, I guess I'll always be in love with you.
Yeah, it's going out to Abigail Rocket Blast over in the UK, January 1957. Those are the Hurricanes. Hurricanes, Henry Austin on lead on the King label. Their 6th release on King, I'll Always Be in Love with You. Yes, I will. And we stay in 1957. And I have been receiving great response from the Gospel 45's that I've been featuring here on the Vinyl Treasure show, and I have actually a couple more for tonight's show, and they are both by this group, the Harmonizing Four. They were originally from Richmond, Virginia. They signed with Vivian Carter's VJ record label in 1957, had 16 releases on that gospel series, the 800 series, and this is their 2nd release, and it features the great bass lead of Jimmy Jones. I'm going to send this one out to listener Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. December 1957, the Harmonizing Four on VJ Records, and the tune called Motherless Child. This is for Gordy.
Sometime I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a I feel like a motherless child. Still I'm alone. Long ways from home. Still I'm alone. Long ways from home. Sometimes I feel like I'm I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm I feel like I'm almost gone. Still I'm
Wow, that is a great sound there by the Harmonizing Four. December 1957 release with the bass there, the bass lead Jimmy Jones. What a range he had there. Motherless Child, the name of that tune, Vivian Carter's VJ record label. I'm going to send that one out especially to Gordy Freeman. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. We go back to the West Coast now to the Flip record label out of Hollywood, California. It's a request for listener Mike Sape. Wants to send this one out to fellow listener Randy Kaola. Now, shortly after Richard Berry and the Pharaohs released their 45 Louie Louie, they recorded this song, but not as Richard Berry and the Pharaohs. They recorded as the Cyclones. Now, Richard Berry is doing the bass on this, and I think he also is on the bridge, and you hear him in the chorus also. You hear him all through this record, but the lead singer on this is Godoy Colbert. He is the lead singer. These are the Cyclones, by request from Mike Sape, and this is going out to listener, sending it out to Randy Kaola, June 57. The Cyclones on Flip. It's called My Dear.
Turn back on me. I need someone to love and encourage me. This is my serenade. The stars in your eyes, they'll be shining with the sweetest delight. How I love to hold you oh so tight, 'cause I love you, my dear. Oh, how much I love you. I won't stand in the way. But if you shining with the sweetest delight. How I'd love to hold you oh so tight, 'cause I love you, my dear. My dear. My
As by request from Mike Sabe, going out to Randy Keola, the Cyclones there. The Cyclones with Godoy Colbert on lead, June 1957 on the Flip label. My Dear is the name of that one. I remember Al Bernard sold me that record out of his collection. He did a long, long time ago. We are in 1957. Here's a request for listener Emnon as we head to Chicago, Illinois for the Dozier Boys. Now, I think Emnon requested the first release of this. It came out in November of 53 on Leonard Allen's United label, which I don't have that copy, but I did have the re-recorded version, which is, I think, better. It's faster. It's faster than the other version, and they're singing more in this one. The other one is more of an instrumental thing, which I think I have on a 78, by the way. But this came out on the Fraternity label, which was out of Cincinnati, Ohio. It features Cornell Wiley on leads. This is going out to Emnon. This is the Fraternity release of it. It came out May of 57. The Dozier Boys on Fraternity. It's called Early Morning Blues. This is for Emnon.
I woke up one morning, found my baby gone.
In the morning, early in the morning.
I woke up one morning, found my baby gone.
In the morning, early in the morning.
Well, she didn't leave a letter and she didn't even say so long.
In the morning, early in the morning.
I'm looking for my baby, wonder where she can be. I'm looking for my baby, wonder where she can be. Well, she wasn't good looking, but she sure could sing for me.
I went to Kansas City, wore out my walking shoes. Went to old St. Louis, found nothing but the blues. From New York to San Francisco, I made every whistle stop.
If I don't find a baby, I declare I blew my top. Put bars on my window, a lock on my front door. And if I ever find a baby, I'll never let it go.
Wrong, and the women know about it every time you hear my
As going out to Emnon there, the sound of the Dozier Boys. That's a re-recording, a faster version of their original release of November of 53, Early Morning Blues on Fraternity Records, May 57 is the name of that tune. They have other releases also, Apt Records, Janie Records, and WHAC, WAC, I guess that label's called, which I have all records on those labels by the Dozier Boys. We move into 1958 now with this request for Ohio listener Chuck Mitchell in our YouTube chat room, and it's the group's debut single. It came out on Bobby Robinson's Fury label. Now, the lead singer on this, his name is Sherman Nichols. Sherman Nichols on lead. They recorded as Sherman and the Darts. This is going out to Chuck Mitchell in our chat room, April 58. On Fury Records, Sherman and the Darts. It's called Remember, parentheses, It's Only You and I, for Chuck.
Count every tree in the forest. Count every star in the sky. But remember, oh, yes, there's only you. Yes, there's only you. You and I. There's a island far away. Oh, we will go there one day. Our love will grow and grow. So remember, oh, please remember, there's only you and I.
April 1958 there, Sherman and the Darts, Sherman Nichols on lead. That one there going out to Chuck Mitchell in our YouTube chat room. Remember, parentheses, It's Only You and I, their debut single on the Fury record label. Of course, their next release came out later in the year, 1958, on Apt Records, another excellent tune called On My Mind, a record that George Tompkins turned me on to, the great record by the Darts. Johnny G here on a Saturday. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, as they have detected copyright audio in my stream. I mean, really? Now, really? But we continue here, and here's a request for listener Angelo Papagallo, listening in the state of Maine, and it's the debut single for this group from Queens, New York. They had 4 releases. Actually, they had more than 4 releases, but initially 4 releases on Sid Nathan's Deluxe label. And there were another 4, I think, that were considered reissues put out by the deluxe label because of promotion from Times Square Records owner Slim Rose, I should say pressure, to re-release that material because it started selling again. And I call that like the I guess the first revival of the music in the early 1960s. And Slim Rose so instrumental with getting VJ Records and other labels, other one-off labels, to reissue a lot of their tunes from the 1950s. But what did I say here? This side features the lead of Larry Pendergrass. This charted number 3 on WNOP in Newport, Kentucky. This is going out to Angelo, the sound of the Chanters from April 58. The Chanters on Deluxe. It's called My Darling. This is for Angelo.
Darling, if you love me,
Won't you tell me so? My darling, why did you go away and leave me standing right here to stay? I need you, darling, right by my side. If you love me, why don't you tell me so and tell me now? Before it's time to go, I need you, darling, right by my side. People think of fools to think that you could be my bride. All I want is you by my side. Come on, darling, don't be shy. My darling, why did you go away and leave me standing right here to stay? I need you, darling, right by my side. If you love me, why don't you tell me so and tell me now? Before it's time to go, I need you, darling, right by my People think of fools to think that you could be my bride. All I want is you by my side. Come on, darling, don't be shy. My darling, why did you go away and leave me standing right here to stay? I need you, darling, right by my side. If you love me, why don't you tell me so and tell me now? Before it's time to go, I need you, darling.
That's the debut single for the Chanters on Deluxe, their first release from April 58. Larry Pendergrass on lead. That's going out to Angelo Papagallo in our YouTube chat room. It's called My Darling. Always like that tune. You collectors out there, check your copy if it's got like wide silver print on the title. It's really got to be thin. The letters have to be thin, not thick for the first press. Johnny G here. Johnny G messing up tonight big time here, but we continue here as the Harmonizing 4 return, this time with a request. Mike Sape sending it out to all and everyone in the YouTube chat room here. And this is their 4th of 16 on Vivian Carter's VJ record label from 1958. I'm listening here to the lead singer on this here, which I don't see. But anyway, this is from 1958, the Harmonizing 4 on VJ. It's called When I've Done My Best.
understand, then my Lord will carry me home. When the best I've tried to live, my mistake He will forgive, then my Lord will carry me home. Oh, when the day is over and the evening shadows fall, it will take me over. Yes, when I hear the Master sweetly call home, when the best I've done for thee, I expect the best to come back to me. And my Lord will carry me. My Lord will carry me home.
Gospel 45's here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there by request from Mike Sabe, sending it out to all of you in the chat room there. The great sound of the Harmonizing Four, 1958. Didn't even sound like a gospel, right? Sound like a group harmony 45 there. Harmonizing Four on VJ Records, When I've Done My Best. Yeah, When I've Done My Best is the name of the tune. We continue here on Vinyl Treasures, and this is a request for Indrajit Advani over in the UK. Now, last week I featured The Searchers on the Class record label. Ooh Wee was the name of the tune. That was for Eddie Votex. This week, we're going to flip it over here, send it out to Indrajit. This is from February 58, co-written by Bobby Bird. I think Bobby Bird is on lead. I might be wrong because Jesse Belvin was on the flip side here, and maybe this is him. I can't tell. Maybe you know, but it sounds like Bobby Bird to me. It's from February 58, The Searchers on Class. This is going out to Indrajit. It's called Wow Wow Baby.
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go. Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
Well, wow, wow, baby, now come on in.
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go.
Don't tell me why you left me, don't tell me why you did.
Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
Whatever made you go, just blame it on me.
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go.
What's the matter with you now, baby, can't you see?
Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
Oh, yes, I love you, baby. What's mine is yours. Do you love me, baby?
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go. Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
Well, wow, wow, baby, let's talk about you.
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go.
Tell me, pretty baby, what you are gonna do.
Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
You can make me cry a little laugh in my face.
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go.
Make me cry even more, but I still want your embrace.
Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
Oh, yes, I love you, baby. What's mine is yours. Do you love me, baby?
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go. Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go. Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go. Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
Oh, well, wow, wow, baby, now come on in.
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go.
Don't tell me why you love me, don't tell me where you've been.
Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
Whatever made you go, just blame it on me.
Wow, wow, baby, I ain't gonna let you go.
What's the matter with you now, baby, can't you see?
Wow, wow, baby, can't let you go.
Oh, yes, I love you, baby. What's
That's going out to UK listener Indrajit Advani. He likes the Searchers there. That is Bobby Bird on lead on that one there. That's not Jesse Belvin. February 1958 release. Wow Wow Baby is the name of that on the Googie Renee's. No, not Googie Renee's, Leon Renee's. Googie Renee is the son, believe it or not. Leon Renee owned that label. I think he eventually took over for his father, though. That's Class Records is the name of that one there. But we continue here. We are in 1958. Now, last week I played a request for listener Chuck Mitchell. He requested the Sharps on the combo label. The side was called All My Love Is Just For You. Carl White on lead for that one. And it was Chuck. I know Chuck likes the flip side, and so does Jimmy Amato. So we're going to flip the 45 over here on Jake Porter's combo record label. Send it out to Chuck and Jimmy from January 58. These are the Sharps on combo. It's called Look What You've Done to Me. This is for Chuck and Jimmy.
Crying girl. Look, baby, look what you done to me. Look, baby, look at my heart. Yes, breaking girl. Look, baby, look what you done to me. Look at my feet, they wanna be still. Look at me, just killing myself. How do you create a big thrill? Look, baby, look at my heart. Oh, it's breaking girl. Look, baby, look what you done to me. Look at my eyes, oh, crying girl. Look at them just sending me out of this world. Look, baby, look at my feet. They wanna be still. Look, baby, look what you done to me. Look at
That's Carl White and the Sharps there. That's going out to Jimmy Amato and Chuck Mitchell in our YouTube chat room. January 1958 release on Combo Records. Look What You've Done to Me. The flip side of All My Love Belongs to You. That was also picked up by Randy Wood and Dot Records for national distribution. Combo was local out in Los Angeles. And we continue here for a girl group sound here. This girl group out of Passaic, New Jersey, first recorded before Decca, what was it, Tiara Records. Met 'em on a Sunday was their debut single, picked up by Decca Records, but this is their third release on the Decca label. This is for Jimmy Amato, October 1958. The Sound of the Shirelles. It features Doris Coley Kenner on lead. She was Doris Coley, I think, at the time. From These Are the Shirelles on Decca for Jimmy Amato. The song is called Stop Me.
Stop me.
October 1958, release there for the Shirelles. Doris Coley, Kenner on lead. Stop Me is the name of the tune. That's going out to Jimmy Amato, their third release on the Decca record label. Let's stay. We got two more in 1958 here. And last week I featured the Valiants by request for listener Big Dave Swinger. Their fourth release on the Keen label featured Frida. And that one there featuring Billy Storm on lead. He's also on lead on the flip side here, and this was my added record. I added this record. I remember Spence sold me this 45 here from 1958. The Valiants on Akeen Records. The lead here is not Billy Storm. The lead on this is really Chester Pipkin on lead for this one with the Bumps Blackwell and the orchestra, but he's trying to sound like Billy Stewart if you listen closely, but it's not Billy. This is from 1958, The Valiants on Keen. It's called Temptation of My Heart. The Valiants.
Temptation of my heart, you're the temptation of my heart. You even possess my soul. You're the kind of girl that would fulfill my goal. Darling, can you see I love you so? You're the temptation of my heart. You're the kind of girl that I dream of. You're the only one that can spark my love. Darling, I love you. Well, when I saw you last night in the moonlight, I really wasn't able to foresee, but I knew, yes, I really knew from that moment that you would have to belong to me. You're the temptation of my heart. You even possess my soul. You're the kind of girl that will fulfill my goal. Darling, I love you. Well, when I saw you last night in the moonlight, I really wasn't able to foresee, but I knew, yes, I really knew from that moment that you would have to belong to me. You're the temptation of my heart. You even possess my soul. You're the kind of girl that would fulfill my goals. Darling, I love you. You're the temptation of my heart. You're the girl for me. Can't you see?
Those are the Valiants. The Valiants there, but that's not Billy Storm on lead. That's Chester Pipkin. Chester Pipkin on lead, trying to sound like Jimmy. Billy Storm. What did I say? Jimmy Jones. Billy Storm. I'm telling you, Johnny G needs a drink. I do. 1958, The Valiants on Keen, Temptation of My Heart. Not easy to find that record. It is not. It's hard to find that. But anyway, let's continue here. Does anybody know? Actually, maybe Darren, you know. Was there a Canadian brand of cigarette? Is it called Du Maurier? Is that what they were called? Because I think that's a cigarette, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the name of this group. And it's a request for listener Chuck Mitchell in Ohio. Now, this group is out of Brooklyn, New York. It's on Bobby Robinson's Fury record label. And it's the group's only release, a great two-sided 45. But they're called the Du Mauriers. The Du Mauriers. And this is the intended A-side from March 58, going out to Chuck Mitchell. It's on Fury. It's called All Night Long for Chuck.
All night long.
That's going out to Chuck Mitchell there, the Demoriers. Is it the Demoriers or the Demoriers? I still think it's a cigarette they were talking about. March 1958 on the Fury label, All Night Long is the name of the tune. Flipside is a killer ballad too, by the way. Stay tuned for that on next week's Vinyl Treasure show as we continue now. And we move into 1959. We go out to Los Angeles, California with this request for listener Frank Cassie, who's in our YouTube chat room. He stayed a little longer to hear this request here because we count down the music chronologically here on the 50s and early 60s show. This is on, is that supposed to be Brad or Braff, Charlene? I would think Brad. Maybe. I never heard of Braff, but Atwood's Magnet label out of California. Now, this group, written by group member Jimmy Batten, who wrote this song, and I'm guessing he is also the lead singer on this. That'd be Jimmy Batten. And they have two other releases on H.B. Barnum. One is on the Munrab label, and another one as the Deltones on Rowan. So they recorded as the Deltones on Rowan too. Interesting. These are the Marvells, Marvells, from 1959 on the Magnet record label. This is going out to Frank Cassie. It's called Did She Leave You? This is for Frank.
Did she leave you?
Oh, yeah, she left me.
Did she leave you?
Oh, yeah, she left me.
What was the reason?
Didn't do no reason. That was the reason. Yeah.
Where did she go?
I wish I knew.
Where did she go?
I wish I knew.
If you know,
Please tell me so. I'd like to know.
I remember the times we were so happy and gay, but until that sad day, I realized why she went away.
That's not for me to say. Oh, yes, she left me.
did she leave you?
Oh, yes, she left me.
What was the reason?
Didn't do no reason. That was the reason. Yeah.
Where did she go?
I wish I knew.
Where did she go?
I wish I knew.
If you know,
Please tell me so. I'd like to know.
Sounds of California here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, going out to Frank Cassie in our YouTube chat room. The Marvells there, 1959 on the Magnet record label. Did She Leave You is the name of the tune. I forget where I got that record. I think I paid about $200 for that. I don't know what that goes for now, this Marvells record label. You really don't see it much anymore. I forget, Mike Demersion maybe sold me that 45 anyway. That is great sound of California. We continue here. We are in 19 1959. Here's a request for listener Timothy in our YouTube chat room. Now, in 1959, the Moonglows were on the verge of breaking up. Now, Harvey Fuqua was exploring other avenues in the record business. Bobby Lester was involved with Narcotics, and the group's final live performance was on January 9th of 1959 at the Apollo Theater in New York City. Now, Harvey continued to record with new members as the Moonglows. He added a young Marvin Gaye to the group and put out the song 12 Months of the Year. But Timothy requested the flip side, which is an old master from December of 1957 with the original Moonglows lineup. And Chess describes this release as just Harvey, and this thing was sung in the Alan Freed movie, or they lip synced this song in the Alan Freed movie Go Johnny Go. This is by request for Timothy. Harvey is just on. It's really though the Moonglows with Harvey Fuqua on lead. April 59 on Chess. It's called Don't Be Afraid to Love for Timothy.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I could love you more and more every time you say that we are through and you go away for a day or two. 20 and a 30 and a 40 and a 50 and a 60 seconds a minute I'm thinking of you. If you love me like I love you, what a merry, merry world this would be to me. What a merry, merry world this would be. Oh, love me like you mean it. Love is something you shouldn't miss, shouldn't miss. The way it looks to me like you don't even know how to get ready for a kiss. Gosh, oh my golly, by really good. I wish you wouldn't treat me oh so doggone cold. Come close to me cause I want you to see. And don't be afraid if you get a funny feeling, darling. Don't be afraid to love. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Love, wop, wop, wop. 20 and a 30 and a 40 and a 50 and a 60 seconds a minute I'm thinking. Wop, 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 wop. Love me like you mean it. Love is something you shouldn't miss, shouldn't miss. The way it looks to me like you don't even know how to get ready for a kiss. Gosh, oh my golly gee, by Willie good. I wish you wouldn't treat me oh so doggone cold. Come close to me cause I want you to see. And don't be afraid if you get a funny feeling, darling. Don't be afraid to love. Oh no, darling, don't be afraid to love.
That's going out to Timothy in our YouTube chat room. Those are really the Moonglows, the original Moonglows, recorded in December of 1957. That was put on the B-side of 12 Months of the Year with Harvey and a new group of Moonglows. That one there, recorded December 57, released April 59 on Chess. Don't Be Afraid to Love is the name of the tune. We continue here, and here is a request for Rick in Philly in our YouTube chat room, and this record actually came out twice, or came out on two different labels. Initially, it came out on E.J. Henke's Harlem label, which was out of San Antonio, Texas, and then it was picked up, I think, a couple months later on the Wildcat label from, I think, October of 59, but the first release was in August of 59, and this is going out to Rick in Philly, written by group member Dimas Garza. This charted number 9 on KENS in San Antonio, Texas, and the lead singer on this is Abel Martinez. Abel Martinez on lead, going out to Rick in Philly, August 59, featuring it on Harlem. The lyrics with "Oh Please Love Me." The lyrics for Rick. There you go. That is a Jerry Diaz special. Was Sold Me That 45. Those are the lyrics there. August 1959, featured it on the original label Harlem Records out of San Antonio, Texas. Abel Martinez, he's the lead singer. Oh Please Love Me is the name of that one. You can also get it on Wildcat. Actually, Styrene, well, my copy is a DJ on the Wildcat label, plays pretty clear. This one's a little fuzzy and was slightly off center, but it was easy for me to line it up with the with that little black center there around the hole. So it was easy to do that. Johnny G here, babbling on. We continue here, and we are in 1959 now. This is a request for Daniel Kubacki. Actually, last week I played this group, The Fashions, for Daniel Kubacki. Played the B-side of the record on Buddy Caldwell's V-Tone record label. Lonesome Road was the name of the tune, but he requested the A-side for this week. It's from March of 1959. It features Jackie, the gal Jackie LaVenton on lead. We go to March 59 on V-Tone Records out of Philadelphia. The Fashions with their tune I Am Dreaming of You for Daniel.
I am singing a song as I sit here all alone. I am dreaming of you, and I hope my dreams come true whenever
Those are the Fashions with Jackie LaVenton on lead. Going out to Daniel Kubak in our YouTube chat room. March 59 V-Tone Records. I Am Dreaming of You is the name of that tune. Let's move into 1960 now with this request for Texas listener Jim Lampley. As we go back out to the West Coast, this group is out of Bakersville, California, and it's amazing that people who are not knowledgeable of this type of music that are on the radio today, they call it one-hit wonders because they just don't know where to find out about other releases by these groups. But this group is often called or often said of having only a one hit. Yeah, they did have a big hit in 1960 on Milestone Records with a song called Diamonds and Pearls, but they had at least 5 other releases during their career, and 3 of them were on the Milestone record label. Let's give a listen to their second. This one from October of 1960. It's a request for Jim Lampley. It features Wes Tyler on lead. This charted number 56 on KUDU in Ventura, California. These are the Paradons. October 60, the Paradons on Milestone. Wes Tyler is the lead. It's called Bells Ring. This is for Jim Lampley.
Bells ring, bong. Let's marry and raise a family. Let's marry. Oh, how happy we could be living together. Together. Ooh. I'll buy a ring and place it on your hand. You'll be my girl. I'll be your loving man forever. Ooh. Can't you hear those bells are ringing, ringing for you and for me? Can't you hear your heart singing, telling you that this love is real? I'll buy a ring and place it on your hand. You'll be my girl. I'll be your loving man forever. Bells ring,
Those are the Paradons going out to Jim Lampley, the follow-up to Diamonds and Pearls, song entitled Bells Ring, October 1960 on the Milestone label with the Wes Tyler on lead. Let's stay in 1960 as we go back out to California. Rare 45 on the Melker record label. This is a request for Jimmy Amato. This group is called the Rolettes. The Rolettes. It's on Jessie Mae Robinson's Melker record label, and this record is the same number. I don't know what they did. It's Melker number 103. I think it's the same release number as the Lapels, who did Sneaking Around, but maybe that's why this record is so rare. I don't know. But it's from February 1960 for Jimmy Amato, the Rolettes on Melker. It's called the letter A-N, Understanding, for Jimmy. Rare Sounds of California there. That's going out to Jimmy Amato. They're called the Rolettes. February 1960 release on Melker Records, and Understanding the Rolettes. I have the lapels on this label. Who else do I have? Is Little Rita on this label? I think too. I do. I have about 4 or 5 records on this California label. Not the Sneaking Around is probably the easiest, although it's much easier on the Dot label. But Melker is the first. Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here. Now, last week I played a request for listener Paul Greco in Philadelphia. He requested Jordan and the Fascinations, their tune called My Imagination. They originally were from Akron, Ohio, and Jordan Christopher, he was the lead singer. He also requested the flip side here, which is actually a cover of the Eldorados tune. This is from May of 1961. I think this was the intended A-side. Featured My Imagination last week, but this is the A-side from May 61. Let's give a listen to Jordan and the Fascinations with Jordan Christopher on lead, going out to Paul Greco on Dapt Records, their rendition of the tune I'll Be Forever Loving You, for Paul.
Dooba bop bop oh doobop chibaba baba dooba bop bop oh doobop chibaba baba dooba bop bop oh doobop chibaba baba bop. Is it yes or is it no? Should I stay and be happy, dear, or shall I go? If this is so, I'll be forever loving you. Does your heart feel like mine? Don't you sometimes feel that you've had too much wine? If this is so, I'll be forever loving you. When you're near, everything is so sweet. When you've gone, I feel like I'm in need. When you smile, I feel so gay. Is it yes or is it no? If you love me, dear, then won't you tell me so? If this is so, I'll be forever loving you. When you're near, everything is so sweet. When you've gone, I feel like I'm in need. When you smile, I feel so gay. Is it yes or is it no? If you love me, dear, then won't you tell me so? If this is so, I'll be forever loving you.
Hey! Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go. That's going out to Paul Greco in Philadelphia, May 1961. Jordan and the Fascinations on the Dapt label. Their first of 2 on Dapt. I'll Be Forever Loving You, a cover of the Eldorados tune, and that comes a bunch of different ways there, but the first way of that was with straight lines versus something called these wavy lines and all that. But anyway, this is a first press there with a little sticker on. I leave those on. I don't take those off, those stickers. Anyway, Johnny G here babbling on here. We continue. We are in 1961 now. Last week I played a request for Adrian Viterbo in Mexico. He requested the Veltones from April of 1961. The B-side, I featured a song called I Need You So. Featured it on the first label, that being Lost Night Records. Tonight I'm going to flip it over here with a request for Angelo Papagalla. Requested the A-side of this 45. From April of 61, this group discovered by Al Brown. But let's give a listen to the Veltones on the Zara label. My mother told me, Johnny, I like the Zara recording better, so we'll keep it on the Zara label for my mother. But this is for Angelo, listening in Maine. The Veltones on Zara. It's called Now for Angelo.
Now, if it was now, you know my love to you, brother. Let me go, oh, I'm so in love with you. Oh, my baby, let me take you out, we'll take a little. If you promise that I'll make a promise, together we shall be.
That's going out to Angelo Papagallo, the sound of the Veltones. That's the A-side, 1961 release on the Zara label. Actually, that's maybe that's 62, Charlene. I didn't let you know that I was going to play the Zara release. The April 61 is the Lost Night release. So I don't know. Zara came out later, although it goes for more. It's harder to find. Don't ask me why. That's just the way it is in record collecting. Let's continue now. And so we just played a request for Angelo Papagallo. How about his older brother, that being Nat Papagallo down in Naples, Florida? And this group, let's see, what do I have here? This group is out of Brooklyn, New York. They first recorded as the Chessmen on Mirasonic Records, but then became the Preludes, and they had to change their name slightly, though, as a Preludes group already existed, so they just tacked on the word 5, and they became the Prelude 5, and you saw it in my promo copy. This was initially released as the Preludes, but then they put a little 5 stamper on it on this DJ copy. You can see it, but I have the stock copy that says the Preludes 5. I will show it to you guys. But this is from March of 61. This is for Nat Papagallo, the Preludes 5 on Pick Records, and their tune is called Starlight for Nat.
I'll meet her till the end of time.
you go. That's going out to Nat Papagallo. I got to ask him, did you have that? I would bet he has that one in his jukebox there. I'm sure he would have picked that one up there on eBay or something. But anyway, that's March 61, the Preludes 5, we'll call it, on Pick Records. Starlight is the name of that tune, as we're going to stay in 1961 with this request for listener Amnon. And this 45, the interesting thing about it, it was arranged and conducted by Bobby Bear. And he also recorded for this label. It's the Fraternity label out of Cincinnati, Ohio. This is the group's second of 5, and it's really the B-side of the 45 here. Marion Gigi Jackson is on lead. They're called the Charmaines. It's from May 61, the Charmaines on Fraternity for Amnon. It's called All You Gotta Do.
Goes right to my head. All you gotta do is smile and cheat. My fever really spreads from the tip of my toes, start feeling gross till I'm burning up the side of my clothes. All you gotta do is look at me and it goes right to my head. All you gotta do is touch my hand and I am on a merry-go-round. I can hardly speak, my knees grow weak. I'm 10 feet off the ground. Don't know my left from my right, if it's day or night. Just wanna hold and squeeze you tight. All you gotta do is touch my hand and it goes right to my head. You don't ever have to be a king or a throne. I just want you the way you are, to be my very own. Yeah. And all you gotta do is do what you do, 'cause it goes right to my head. And baby, I can hardly wait until the day we wed. They can come from the east, they can come from the west, north to south, you'll be the one I love best. All you gotta do is do what you do, and it goes right to my head, and it goes right to my head, and it goes right to my head. Ooh, yeah.
That's going out by request to listener Amnon there, May 61, the Charmaines. Charmaines on Fraternity, All You Gotta Do is the name of the tune. It features Marion Gigi Jackson on lead. They also backed up Lonnie Mack on his releases on the Fraternity label in 63 and 64, and they had a later release on Dot Records, and also later than that on the Date label. We got to welcome in the Oldies and More radio network here to Johnny G and the Vinyltreasure Show. We're here from 9 p.m. Eastern Time till midnight. We are in overtime now. We're going to finish the show. Don't have that many more records to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8 records to go. Then we're going to be signing off here, so we're going to be done before the end of the half hour here. This next group, we head to Detroit, Michigan for this next group, and it's a request for listener Kenny Mack, if Kenny Mack is still in our YouTube chat room here. And this is actually an early Motown subsidiary called Miracle Records. They only had 12 releases on the label, very short-lived label, unfortunately, between January and December of 1961. This is the overall 6th release on the label, and let me see. This is actually the B-side, though. Some markets the side that was played was Greetings, This is Uncle Sam, but Kenny requested the flip side, a tune written by the lead singer. His name is Marty Coleman. Marty Coleman on lead, October 61. They're called the Valadiers. Valadiers on Miracle. The tune is called Take a Chance for Kenny.
You said you didn't love me, for me you had no use. I told you that I love you, but all I do is cry the blues. So I'm asking little girl, yes I'm asking little girl, to take a chance on my first romance. The touch of your lips, oh, sends chills down my spine. And I pray every night that someday you'll be mine. So listen to my plea, oh please, please hear me, and take a chance on my first romance. I know for your heart, please say we'll never part, and take a chance on my first romance. That's all I want you to do is take a chance, oh, on my. I want you to take a chance on my first romance.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, going out to Kenny Mack in our YouTube chat room. I see you, Kenny. You're there. That's a great B-side. I'd have to say the Valadiers, October 1961, the flip side of Greetings, This is Uncle Sam, song entitled Take a Chance on the Miracle label. Marty Coleman, he's the lead singer there. Take a chance and join Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. We are currently on Oldies and More Radio, broadcasting live. Let's continue here for this girl group out of Gary, Indiana, but it's a request for listener Jim Lampley in Texas. This is their debut single. Came out on the Belltone label back in August of 1962. Then, well, that's later. This is, the members were Rosie Tootsie Anderson, Patricia Brown, Rosie E. Kelly, and Myrna Tillotson. Collectively, they were known as the Opals, O-P ELS. We go to August of 62 and give a listen to the Opals by request for Jim Lampley on Belltone. It's called One Word, a one-word title. It's called Love, Love, for Jim.
In expressing the way that I feel toward you, there is but one word I can say, and its meaning is so true. Yes, darling, this is the word, is the only word I could say that would make you realize the strong affection I have for you. An affection that is true in all that you do. But through your true devotion, I realize that there is but one kind of love, a love that is genuine. Genuine and true. It's got to be love, everlasting love, endlessly love. It'll always be love, and no one can take your love from me.
August 1962, girl group sounds here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for Jim Lampley in Texas. The Opals, that's the name of the group. August 62, Love is the name of the tune on Belltone Records. Now, after this, they signed with OK Records to record with Curtis Mayfield. 3 releases on the OK record label, but that was their earlier one on Belltone. We continue now. We are in 1962. This is a request for listener Nat Papagallo. He requested a group called the Persians. This was their debut single on Jerry Simon's RSVP label out of New York City. Let's see, what else about this record? That's it. This is from March of 1962. Let's give a listen to the Persians on RSVP. The song is called Tears of Love. This is for Nat.
I've got a girl. She's in love with me. Don't know how this can be. Tears of love. These are the tears of love. Tears of love. I walk the floor night after night, thinking of you. Wonder if it's right. Tears of love. These are the tears of love. Tears of love. I want you every day, oh darling, since you've been gone away. I want you here by my side and tell me you love me so. I walk the floor night after night, thinking of you. Wonder if it's right. Tears of love. These are the tears of love. Tears of love.
That's a nice ballad there going out to Nat Papagallo, the Persians. The Persians from March 62 on RSVP. Tears of Love is the name of that one. Let's move into 1963 now with this request for listener Adrian Viterbo. And this group is from North Philadelphia. They had this one release on Harry Finer's Arlen record label. This would also get picked up by a label out of, what was that, Texas? No. Yes, the Gina label would come out second pressed on the Gina label, but I'm issuing the first press here from May of 1963. Let's give a listen to the Companions. This is going out to Adrian, if you are there. Adrian on the Arlen label. It's called It's Too Late for Adrian. That's going out to Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room there, the Sound of the Companions. They're from North Philadelphia, featured it on the Arlen label, May 1963, would be picked up by Gina Records, which is out of Texas, I think 1964, a year later, but featured it on the first press. We're winding down here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here is a request for listener Joe Shacatano. This is from 1964. This group had two releases on United International. This was their first tune written, by who? These people here. And this is from 1964. Well, let's listen to this record closely, okay? Because I'm going to play two consecutive records here because Charlene found this out. I think PJ Noach mentioned this with this record. So they're called the Montclairs. It's from 64. It's on the United International. The song is called Lisa. Now, supposedly, the backing track of this is another record by, I have it here, which I will show you. It's by Little Freddie and the Gents, and their tune is called Betty. So I will play them one after the other, and you can listen. But listen to the music in the background because that's what's going to give it away. But first we're going to hear Joe Shacatano's request here from 1964. They're called the Montclairs on United International. The song is called Lisa. This is for Joe.
Oh, how I like to be your steady. Oh, how I like to be your only guy. Won't you please try to love me too? As I love you. Oh, Betty, I won't break your heart, 'cause I'm Freddie. I could never stop by loving you, 'cause you're wrong with someone new. I just can't hide this feeling deep inside. I got to let you know, forget my foolish pride. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, Betty. Oh, that you say. Oh, please don't tease me. I've waited so long to hear you say you want me, you need me. Oh, Betty, oh, Betty, oh, Betty, oh, Betty.
There you go, two different groups there using the same backing track. The first one we heard was the Montclairs by request for Joe Shacatano, Lisa, on the United International record label, and the second one was by Little Freddie and the Gents on the Showcase label, song entitled Betty. So there you go, Lisa and Betty to the same backing track, basically, but the groups were different, so they weren't this. I don't think they're the same groups. Charlene thought that possibly they were the same group or the same writers, but no, they're different. I say they are. Anyway, we have 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and here's a request for Rick in Philly in our YouTube, and he's in our YouTube chat room. Now, this group is from, is it Carnegie, Pennsylvania? Did I say that right? Those of you familiar with the Pennsylvania area. This tune produced by Joe Rock. He was also the manager, I think, of the Skyliners, and this song also written by him, and it's a request for Rick in Philly. It features Rick Funaro. Well, actually, this group has Rick Funaro. He's the first tenor. Pat Molinaro. Well, that doesn't... Who is Pat Molinaro in this group? Danny Piaquadio, and the lead singer, okay, Bob Palomi, who is a Facebook friend of mine, I think. Bob Palomi, or was. Anyway, this is from 1965. I think he even, one time he asked me if I had this record. I didn't have it. I ended up buying it. And here we are featuring it for Rick in Philly. 1965, The Dantes on Rotate Records. It's called How Many Times. This is for Rick in Philly.
How many times must I cry over you, my friend? What I mean to say is, how many times must I cry over you again? Ooh, will this love of ours live on? Oh, someday soon will you be gone? Tell me how many times
like to know. Tell me how many times. Tell me how many nights. How many times. Wanna know how many nights. How many times. How many nights must I cry?
That's going out to Rick in Philly there. The sound of the Dantes, 1965. On Rotate Records, How Many Times is the name of the tune. That's the flip side, Daryl. You were correct. It's actually it is a surf cartoon, top down time is the name of that one, but it's 1965. Two more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and I really have some you guys over in the UK, that'd be Tony Crosby and East End Mark, have been up for this whole show here, tuned in, and I saw that Mark was probably gonna conk out and go to bed, but I know he likes this next song because he has requested it before. He asked me to play it, and it was Ryan Heisey that asked Johnny G to play this, which prompted him, though, was that last week I played a request for Jimmy Amato, The Shrine of Saint Cecilia, as done by the Royals on the, 1952 on Federal Records, and it prompted Ryan Heisey to request this version as done by the Bon Airs out of New Jersey. Now, this is on the Rust record label from April 65. These are the Bon Airs, so it's by request for Ryan Heisey. We got to send it out to East End Mark Himphin in my YouTube chat room. The Bon Airs with Rust and their rendition of the tune, The Shrine of Saint Cecilia.
Our home is a shambles, all I've treasured has gone. The town seems deserted, everyone so far gone. A storm came from up above, but somehow it missed the shrine of Saint Cecilia. The bells in the chapel never ring anymore. The clock in the steeple can tell time as before. But up on the hillside stands a place heaven blessed, the shrine of Saint Cecilia. Each day at eventide, when I seek haven from my daily care, you'll find me by her side. It seems so peaceful there. I kneel in my solitude and silently pray that heaven will protect you, dear, and there will come a day the storm will be over and that we'll meet again at the shrine of Saint Cecilia.
Those are the Bon Airs there by request for Ryan Heisey. We got to send it out also to East End Mark, that is in the YouTube chat room there. They are troopers both here. Tony Crosby, troopers staying up the whole time, especially with these ballads at nighttime, which is very easy to nod off at this time. If you're tired, that is. If you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and listening, then you can take it on. But if you're a little bit tired, you can fall asleep. That is for sure. But those are the Bon Airs there, April 1965. On Rust Records, their rendition of the tune, The Shrine of St. Cecilia. We're going to have to get the Harptones version on also, which I think is probably one of the better ones too anyway. But that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, you can send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If you have a request, send them to me. The earlier the better, because sometimes I have to look for the records. And if I can't find them, I'm up till 5 o'clock in the morning looking through these boxes. I'm trying, though, as I look through these boxes to separate, because they're kind of like a mishmash of all types of genres of music, but all in the 1950s. I think I took the majority of the heavier group stuff out, but I come across a $800 blues records, or there's a rockabilly record for $500 or something in there. So I'm trying to keep them in piles, and then I check them out, and then I clean them, and then I listen to them. So today I listened to a whole bunch of, they're over here, a whole bunch of gospel records on, they were a bunch on Savoy I had, and a bunch on the Nashboro label. I don't have many on the Yellow label, which are more earlier in the 50s. These were pretty good. They were, I think, early 60s. They were the green label. I don't know when they switched over with the color. I had a couple Dixie Hummingbirds. I got some on Peacock and other things, but I have them all mixed in the alphabets here. So as I find them, I'll pull them out, and when I get enough, I'll probably do a gospel show. That I can do. But I was pulling out a bunch for my Monday night show. They're all up tempos, but I have my first record that I ever played by the Willows when I first did my first radio show under the Vinyl Treasure. I won't tell you that. I'll say it on Monday afternoon when I play it. But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you all for tuning in to the Vinyl Treasure Show. Hope you dug on all the tunes. Tell your friends about it. And if you're new, you should subscribe, because you'll get an email that'll let you know that I'm live. Maybe it doesn't come all the time early in the show, but you'll get it eventually, and then you just have to remember it. That's all. But anyway, our closer tonight is for a listener in Mexico, Adrian Viterbo. As we stay in Philadelphia, it was interesting. We closed out with a bunch of Philly records. This is a girl group. They were discovered by ex-Valentine's lead singer, Richard Barrett, and he had them signed to Swan Records. They had 7 releases on the Swan label. This is their debut single. This is their first record. This is the A-side, a tune written by Richard Barrett. The group consisted of Shirley Porter, Linda Turner, and lead singer Fayette Pickney. At least on this release she is. This charted number 80 on Billboard, a number 3 record on KELP in El Paso, Texas. Our closer is from December 64 on Swan Records by the 3 Degrees. It's called G Baby, I'm Sorry. That's for Adrian. That's our closer. Thank you all for tuning in this evening. I'll be back on Monday at 1 in the afternoon Eastern Time for all you UK listeners out there, so at least you won't be tired. Maybe not. But and then I'll be back next Wednesday night for a soul show from 9 to midnight. Then I'll be back here on Saturday again for more 1950s and early 60s 45s out of my collection. Thank you all for such great requests that you send in to me, and I'm just happy to have the records. That's really all it is. I don't have everything, but I have, and I don't have all the rare ones either. But I might even do a 78 show maybe at 1 o'clock. I have to think about that. doing so. I might do that also. But anyway, Johnny G is beat. I am tired. That's going to do it. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. I'll see you guys next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long for Adrian.